So we're back to this, and like I said, I'm not really going after any of the girls in particular. People are going crazy outside. I mean, ye, definitely. And I need to get up early for work. Yeah, over here, everything's just exploding. It's 4th of July. People are popping off every single firework in the nation in my backyard, I guess. But yeah. So let's go. Not really looking at any girl in particular. Literally just gonna pick whatever word I liked the most out of the list of words. Explode. Prayer. Eternity. Vitality. Anime. Variance. Unrestrained. I already picked Starscape. Graveyard. Ambient. Pleasure. Spinning. You would not believe your eyes. Alright. Screaming. Fantasy. Wonderful. Destiny. Disarray. Raindrops. Vanilla. Hopeless. Jeez. Unending. It's kind of pumped to get the literature club canceled. What the hell are you funding?
Oh man, I'm the last one here again. Don't worry.
Don't worry, I just walked in too.
Are you practicing piano again? Yeah.
You must have a lot of determination. Starting this club, now picking up the piano.
Well, maybe not determination, but I guess passion. Remember that the club wouldn't be here if it wasn't for all of you. And I'm super happy that you're all willing to help out the festival too.
I can't wait for the festival. It's gonna be great.
Weren't you complaining about it just yesterday, Natsuki?
Well, yeah. I'm not talking about our part of the festival.
A whole day of school where we get to play and eat all kinds of delicious food.
You sound a bit like Sayori all of a sudden. Monica, do they usually have fried squid?
Squid? That's a pretty specific thing to look forward to. Oh, come on! Are you saying you don't like squid?
You, of all people?
I didn't say I don't like it. Besides, what do you mean by you, of all people? Because it's right in your name. Monica.
Ika. Ika Musume.
That's not how you say my name at all. Also, that joke makes no sense in translation. Never mind. Let's just focus on our own event for now, okay?
Fine. Your reactions aren't as fun as Yuri's or Sayori's anyway. Excuse me. Where is Sayori anyway? Oh, there you are. Sayori is sitting at the desk in a corner of the room, looking down at nothing. I walk over to her. Hey, Sayori. I wave my hand in front of her face.
Huh?
You're spacing out again.
Sorry. Don't mind me. You can go talk to everyone else.
Huh? Is everything alright?
Of course. Why wouldn't it be?
It just feels like you're a little off. Sorry for assuming things.
Jeez, you worry too much about me. I'm fine, see?
Sayori shows me a big smile.
Don't let me distract you from having fun with everyone.
This, like, actually genuinely is giving me feelings. Because, like, I do feel this way sometimes whenever I'm, like, talking with a lot of friends or hanging out with friends. Like, I feel like... Sayori just... She hits me in these feels, man. Well, alright. If you say so. I worriedly glanced at Sayori before turning back toward everyone else. The conversation was already dispersed, with everyone back at their usual activities. Maybe I should ask Monica if she's noticed anything about Sayori recently. Since they've been preparing for the festival, they must be spending a lot of time together. I timidly approached Monica, who's shuffling through some papers at her desk.
Nighty, what's up?
Hey, this might sound a little strange, but have you noticed anything up with Sayori recently?
Anything up with her? In what way do you mean?
Maybe I'm reading into it a little too much, but she seems a bit downcast lately.
Oh, you think so? I can't say I've noticed anything about her.
Monica peers across the room at Sayori, who's idly dragging her rubber eraser up and down her desk.
Maybe there's something on her mind, but I'm surprised I'm not the one asking you, Nighty. You certainly know a lot better than I do.
Yeah, but she's never really like this. She's always talked to me about things that bothered her. But this time when I asked her, she was really dismissive. Sorry, I know it's not your problem. I just wanted to ask if you knew anything, so I'll drop it now.
No, it's important to me too. I mean, I'm also friends with her. And I also care about the well-being of my club members, you see? Maybe I'll try talking to her myself.
Are you sure about that? She seemed like she wanted to be left alone.
Are you sure? Maybe she just had a hard time bringing it up with the person of interest.
Person of interest? What do you mean by that?
I'm saying that maybe the thing on her mind is you, Nighty.
Me? How on earth would you come to that conclusion?
Well, I probably shouldn't say too much, but Sayori talks about you more than anything else, you know? She's been so much happier ever since you've joined the club. It's like an extra light was turned on inside of her.
What? No way. Sayori's always like that. She's always been full of sunshine. It's not any different to how it's always been.
You're so funny, Nighty. Have you thought that maybe you've always seen her as so cheerful because that's just how she is when she's around you?
Ah, thanks. Thanks, Sandman.
I said too much. I'm sorry. What do I know anyway? I didn't mean to jump to conclusions, so you should just forget about what I said. I'll try to talk to her, so try not to think about it for now.
Alright. Monica smiles meaningfully. I know she said to forget about it, but I already know that I won't be able to get her words out of my head. Monica stands up from her desk and walks across the room to where Sayori is sitting. I watch her kneel down next to Sayori and gently talk to her. But she's keeping her voice so quiet that I can't hear her from here. I sigh and sit myself down. I know Sayori told me not to worry about her and to have fun with everyone else, but that's impossible to do when she's behaving like this. Exactly how much do I care about her that I'm letting this weigh me down so much? Now it feels like I'm the one behaving out of the ordinary. There's nothing I can do to wait for Monica. Why does it feel like I'm being watched? I glance around the room. Suddenly I notice Yuri peering at me from over her book. But she looks away just as quickly with a flustered look on her face. I realize she won't get anywhere like this. Ah. I appreciate it, Sandman. I've never really seen Yuri approach anyone to start a conversation on her own accord. So I have no choice but to approach her myself. By now, it's a little easier for me to do that. I stand up from my desk and sit in one next to her own. I didn't mean to bother you or anything. Relax, you didn't even do anything. But I could tell that you want to be alone with your thoughts. Alone with my thoughts? How are you even able to tell I was thinking like that? Well, it's something that I do a lot. So it wasn't hard for me to spot based on your posture and expression. Not that I was staring or anything. I didn't do anything creepy like that. In any case, I guess you were right. I'm sorry if I caused you any concern. Don't apologize.
Your troubles are only the concern of those who willingly share in that concern. Of course, there are certainly those who find the most comforting in keeping to themselves. But if you would prefer to share what's on your mind, then I would be glad to listen.
Hey, Scott. I'm doing good. Just relaxing, just going through the story. It's really not that big of a deal. I was just feeling a bit uneasy about Sayori.
Sayori?
Yeah, she seemed off today, but when I asked her about it, she didn't want to admit it to me. So I can't help but wonder if something happened to her. How many times have I played through this? If you're talking about Doki Doki Literature Club Plus, this is my first run. So, thank you so much for the 45 months of support. Thank you for staying with us in the fam. It is good to have you with us here today as we explode. But as for playing through this game, I believe I played through it 3 times. Once just a normal playthrough, once to get all of the endings, and then this is my 3rd run, so. Or, like, once to get, like, the good ending, quote unquote. And then this.
Oh, that's quite romantic. Sorry. I didn't mean to say something stupid.
It's not that. I just don't want you to misunderstand. Sayori and I have just been friends for a long time is all.
Ah, I see. Then perhaps it's unusual for her to be dismissive to you about her feelings.
Or maybe I'm just reading into it a little too much.
Nighty. The world is full of meaning, often hidden deep beneath plain sight. And there are many untold mysteries behind every person, no matter how well you may know them.
So you think there might be something behind it after all?
I think that Sayori is a very complex person. Her mannerisms on the outside don't always match what may be going on inside her head, and she may not always know what she wants. I noticed her strange behavior today, too, and also feel some concern for her. But in your case, it looked like she was fully occupying her thoughts, wasn't she?
Well, I guess that was the case.
Sayori, she really means a lot to you, doesn't she?
I guess. But you don't need to put it that way. We're just good friends, that's all. Yuri's jealous. Yuri suddenly looks deeply into my eyes. Her expression is so gentle and curious, as if she was searching for something. Embarrassed, I avert my gaze.
Sometimes a person's mysteries are untold even to themselves. And you, as someone honest and caring, may uncover feelings you aren't aware were in you. That is, I think that she would be a very fortunate person to have you feel that way about her.
Is Yuri egging me to be with Sayori? What happened?
Yuri,
You're giving me too much credit. I'm a pretty simple guy, so I think I'm pretty good at understanding my own feelings. I'm not nearly as sophisticated as you.
That's not a compliment, is it?
It is what it is. Anyway, as long as we're here, why don't we do some reading?
Well, as long as you're okay with it.
Yeah. I should be taking my mind off this whole thing anyway.
Okay, everyone.
After some time passes, Monica calls out to the club room.
Why don't we share our poems now?
Before I know it, everything is back to normal. Everyone goes to retrieve their poems, and I do the same. I make eye contact with Monica, and she smiles at me. I wonder what she was talking about with Sayori. Obviously, we're gonna go to Sayori first. Hey, Sayori, hey, how are you?
It's nice, I guess.
Come on, I can already tell you don't like it.
Well, yeah, you don't need to worry about what I think. After all, you wrote this for someone else, didn't you? Probably Yuri.
I didn't write this for anyone specifically.
Maybe. That's not really what I meant, though. But it's okay. You're making new friends. Just like I was hoping. That makes me really happy.
I really feel for her. Sayori just,
And you're happy too, right? In this club?
Well, of course I am.
Good. That's all that matters to me.
That's just, ugh.
Thank you, Nighty.
Sayori, is there something wrong?
Huh? No, nothing. I'm just a little tired today.
Alright, just tell me if you need anything.
Oh, don't worry about me, okay? You can go play with everyone else now.
If you insist.
Hey, I'm gonna go home a little bit early today.
Sayori?
Tell Monica I wasn't feeling well, okay? I'll see you tomorrow.
Before I can say anything else, Sayori cheerfully walks out of the classroom humming to herself. My heart. My fucking heart. I can't. Poor freaking Sayori. That just hits different. Ugh. Sayori just hits different for me. My god.
This one's alright.
Alright. Well, yeah. About as good as yesterday's anyway. I see what you're going for, but it's not really my style. I mean, that's fine. I'm mostly just glad you're trying a little bit. Well, of course I'm at least trying. Are you so emotionally invested in my poems anyway? Oh, why are you... Isn't that more of a compliment to me? No, gross. It's not like I care. It's just that one of us in this club has to make sure you're not slacking off. Really? Well, what if you ended up just scaring me away? That's, it's not like you would actually do that. Yeah, you're right. It's kind of fun to hang out here, even if I have to put up with you. Ugh. Natsuki elbow connects with my stomach.
Oh, maybe I wasn't scaring you away after all.
I was just joking.
Oh, I know. Don't worry, I was too.
How the hell do you call that a joke? She literally just assaulted me. That seriously hurt. Maybe it was funny to her. I guess that's kind of the point. I should really just watch my mouth around Natsuki. Anyway, Natsuki holds her poem out to me like nothing ever happened. I'll be your beach. You know, as much as I've been ripping on Natsuki, like, kudos to that title. That title's actually the best. Your mind is so full of troubles and fears that diminish your wonder over the years, but today I have a special place, a beach for us to go. A shore reaching beyond your sight, a sea that sparkles with brilliant light, the walls in your mind will melt away before the sunny glow. I'll be the beach that washes your worries away. I'll be the beach that you daydream about each day. I'll be the beach that makes your heart leap in a way you thought had left you long ago. Let's bury your heavy thoughts in a pile of sand, bathe in sunbeams, and hold my hand. Wash your insecurities in a salty sea, and let me see you shine. Let's leave your memories in a footprint trail, set you free in my windy sail. I didn't think. And remember the reason you're wonderful, when you press your lips to mine. I'll be the beach that washes your worries away. I'll be the beach that you daydream about each day. I'll be the beach that makes your heart leap in a way you thought had left you long ago. But if you let me be by your side, your own beach, your own escape, you'll learn to love yourself again. This is so sweet. She's literally like, let me, like, lean on me so that way you can heal. That's actually a really touching poem. Why did you start with this one? Dang. Natsuki just, okay, 10 out of 10. Natsuki knocked that one out of the park. It was a really good poem.
Yeah.
I felt like I kept writing about negative things, so I wanted to do something with a nice message for once. Yeah, that was really touching. Jeez. Besides, the beach is awesome. Kind of hard to write anything negative about the beach. I don't know, like getting sand in your crack kind of sucks. So you decided to write about the beach first and then came up with a message later?
Yeah, well, it's only because of what happened
Yesterday. I mean, after Yuri and I realized we kind of wrote about the same thing. She wanted to pick a topic and have us both write about it or whatever. I ship Yuri and Natsuki so hard. Let's go, lesbians! Ugh, you can really see her doing that too. Making us write about a simple topic, even trying to impress me by coming up with something all fancy. Well, it's not like I care. I just did it anyway. I mean, I guess mine ended up being kind of metaphorical too. There's nothing wrong with doing that once in a while. At the very least, it was good practice. Let's go, Yuri.
Nighty, Your writing has only improved in the last few days. Every poem you've shown me has been nothing short of spectacular. I can really feel the emotions. I'm a little envious, even. I don't think it ever came to me this naturally.
Yuri, that's the wrong way to put it. This never did come naturally to me, but I've been able to improve so much thanks to you. You're really the example I was chasing after.
Is that so?
Yuri gently smiles to herself.
This feeling. I'm so glad I got the chance to share my writing. I never thought it would feel like this.
I remember you mentioning that yesterday. I can't believe you're so good at something and you've never even shared it with anyone. It's kind of a shame.
Maybe, but it's not like I really had a choice.
What do you mean?
Well,
Yuri smiles sadly.
Nighty, during lunchtime, I eat by myself. Did you know that? It's a great time to find a quiet spot and do some reading. In fact, I always have some books with me. You could say I really enjoy reading. Well, that's one way to put it, anyway.
But
books are so full of amazing and inspiring people. People you want to fall in love with, or people you just know would make a really good friend. Cheerful people who always put a smile on your face, or deep thinkers and problem solvers who discover the mysteries of life. So when you look at it that way, I'm surrounded by friends every day, you know? And those friends don't laugh at me. They don't tease me for spacing out all the time. They don't make fun of my body type, and they don't hate me for acting like a know-it-all.
People say that about you?
I'm not a know-it-all, Nighty. It's the opposite. I don't know anything. I don't know how to talk to people. I don't know how to make people see me as normal. I don't even know how to make myself happy. I have all these feelings, and all I can do with them is read and write.
Why are these girls just hitting different today? I feel like they didn't hit like this when I first played. Is it because I know what's to come? Like, ouch.
But it wasn't until now that I started sharing it with you that I really understood what was missing all this time.
But I haven't really done anything.
No, that's wrong. Just being patient and respectful. That's really important to me.
Why are these girls hitting different? I can't. Why? Oh, Yuri. Both Yuri and Sayuri are just like pulling at my little heartstrings, and I
know I'm a difficult person, Nighty. I speak too slowly. I second guess myself all the time. I read too deeply into things. But every time, you've always treated me just like everyone else. It's so rare that I feel comfortable with myself when I talk to others. But that's why every time I talk to you, I just feel really happy.
I see. Well, I treat you how you deserve to be treated, Yuri. And if other people don't see it that way, then screw them. I mean, I joined this club hoping I would make friends. And I would say I've had at least one success, wouldn't you?
If you put it that way. Yeah. We really are friends now, aren't we?
Yuri puts her head in her hands, but this time she's smiling as she does it. Do you want to show me your poem?
Yeah, I do. Let me get it for you.
Ghost Under the Light, Part 2. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow, bathing. In the distance, blue-green light flickers. A lone figure crosses its path, a silhouette obstructing the eerie glow. My heart pounds. The silhouette grows closer, closer. I open my umbrella, casting a shadow to shield me from visibility, but I'm too late. He steps into the streetlight. I gasp and drop my umbrella. The light flickers. My heart pounds. He raises his arm. Time stops. The only indication of movement is the amber light flickering against his outstretched arm. The flickering light is in rhythm with the pounding of my heart, teasing me for succumbing to this forbidden emotion. Have you ever heard of a ghost feeling warmth before?
Giving up on understanding. I laugh. Understanding is overrated. I touch his hand. The flickering stops. Ghosts are blue-green. My heart is amber. That's sweet. It's like literally the same message as the poem, but it's alright because she's got somebody with her this time. It's okay if things are different or things are changing or things are, you know, going a certain place. It's okay because there she's got someone. That's cute. Finishing the poem, I start to hand it back to Yuri, but instead of taking it from me, she looks away. Do you dislike it? No, of course not. I just don't really know how I should respond. Despite Yuri's poems usually being cryptic, it wasn't hard to figure out what this one was about. Also, this clearly isn't the poem that Noxie said she wrote about, but I'm probably the only one she's showing this to. I don't know if I'll be able to explain this one. That's fine. I understood this one. Yuri's having an even harder time speaking than usual. Does this one mean a lot to you? Yuri nods. I'm not really good with words, but I'm happy that you shared it with me, so thank you. And I hope we keep spending time together. Despite my inability to make eye contact, I see a faint smile emerge on Yuri's lips. I once again try to hand the phone back to her, but instead Yuri gently takes my hand and pushes them back towards me. I hesitate in response to her warm touch. You can, the poem is... Once again, Yuri fails to form a complete sentence. You mean I can keep it? Yuri nods. I'd love to. Again, Yuri faintly smiles as if she doesn't want me to notice. You always make me feel nice. I know I'm not good with people, but I hope that I can return the favor sometimes. Yeah, don't worry. I think you do a good job. Yuri finally turns back toward me. I guess we should move on before Monica says something. But I'm sure we can talk again later. Yeah, I'm sure we will. With that, Yuri timidly smiles at me and I return to my seat so I can put her poem away. Fireworks! Show it to Monica. Hi, Nighty. Have you thought about what you want to submit to perform at the festival? Well, being in this club is one thing, but performing in front of a bunch of people, I'll have to give it some more thought. Okay, no pressure. But whatever you do, I'm sure it'll turn out great. It'd also make me happy to see. Anyway, let's take a look at today's poem. Sure. I let Monica take the poem I'm holding in my hands. Your style has gotten so refined, Nighty. Yuri's been teaching you a lot of things, hasn't she? Well, I guess so. Yeah, I've been noticing how much time you spend with her. I think I've heard you say more words these past couple of days than she's talked in a whole year. Oh, her. Not sure how you did it, but that's pretty impressive. Well, she just needs some patience and a way to talk about all the things in her head, I guess. I'm still getting the hang of it myself. You're certainly putting in a lot of effort. You must really like her. That's... it's awfully suspicious, you know, spending time with her in the club room every day. Reading that edgy novel with her. Eat my ass, Monica. Well, I just feel bad that she has a hard time socializing. It makes me want to make sure she doesn't spend all her time alone. Besides, the novel isn't too bad either, you know. Alright, I get you. Just be careful, alright? I know that Yuri isn't used to opening herself up. So if something bad happens while she's vulnerable, then it could be really hard for her. Her books aren't a total escape from reality. They're just a bandage. You say that like I'm gonna hurt her. Sorry, I didn't mean that. If anything, she might accidentally hurt herself. Monica, nobody likes a gossiping bitch. Like, nobody likes two-facedism, okay? Like, she's being two-faced as hell right now. Like, she's literally trying to undermine the MC's feelings because she's jealous. This is... ugh. We're friends here, right? Anyway, I'll share my poem with you now, right? Alright. The lady who knows everything. An old tale tells of a lady who wanders earth. The lady who knows everything. A beautiful lady who has found every answer, all meaning, all purpose, and that was ever sought, and here I am, a feather. Lost adrift the sky, victim of the currents of the mind. A beautiful lady.
Wow, self-centered much? I'm just saying. Did anything happen? Not yet. Well, things are creeping into weird territory, but nothing yet. Day after day I search. I search with a little hope, knowing legends don't exist, but when all else has failed me, when all others have turned away, the legend is all that remains, the last dim star glimmering in the twilight sky. Until one day, the wind ceases to blow, I fall, and I fall, and I fall, and I fall even more, gentle as a feather, a dry quill, expressionless, explosions in the background, because my 4th of July-ness is exploding. But a hand catches me between the thumb and the forefinger, the hand of the beautiful lady. I look at her eyes and find no end to her gaze. The lady who knows everything knows what I am thinking. Before I can speak, she responds in a hollow voice. I have found every answer, all of which amount to nothing. There is no meaning, there is no purpose, and we seek only the impossible. I am not your legend. Your legend doesn't exist. And with a breath, she blows me back afloat, and I pick up a gust of wind. She's literally like, I know everything, and by knowing everything, there is like no purpose in everything because I know.
You know, I feel like learning and looking for answers are the sorts of things that give life meaning. Not to get too philosophical or anything. It's kind of on my mind, so that's what I wrote about.
I see. I never really put much thought into it.
In a way, it's almost paradoxical, because if we had all the answers, wouldn't the world start to lose its meaning?
You know, there's one thing I noticed. It seems like everyone in the club prefers writing about things that are more sad than happy.
Are you surprised? I mean, if everything was okay, we wouldn't really have anything to write about, would we? Humans aren't two-dimensional creatures. I think you know that better than anyone.
You mean one-dimensional?
Yeah, that.
She's talking about how they're 2D and the world is not. Lol. Seriously though, y'all are damaged as fuck. I know a tattoo artist. Hold on. Anyway.
Here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Are you ever too shy to show your writing because you're afraid it's not that good? It can be really disheartening to get a lukewarm response to something that you put so much into. But if you find other people who enjoy writing, then sharing becomes a lot easier. Because instead of just telling you that your writing is good or okay or bad, the wonderful... Hi!
Hello, I have returned by knife.
Hi, Wolf.
Shit. Well, thank you for the 1,000 bits or 500 bits. I can't count. I can't count. Welcome back. Where were we? I want to focus more on everything that went into it and the things you can work on. It's much more encouraging that way, and it'll make you want to continue improving. Let me just put my heart back in my chest. Yeah. Seriously though, these freaking...
That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening.
She's like, please help me. I'm stuck in an existential crisis.
Okay, you three, we're all done sharing poems, right? Why don't we start figuring out... Hold on a second. Is it just me, or did you say something strange just now? Huh? Something did sound a bit unusual. That's right. You deviated from your usual catchphrase when addressing the club. Catchphrase? I don't have a catchphrase. Jeez, why is the mood so weird today? Look, even Yuri isn't immune to it. Stagnating air is common foreshadowing that something terrible is about to happen.
There's subtext, and then there's like literally slapping me in the face with, we're about to drop an emotional nuke on your ass. Darkness imprisoning me, all that I see. Stagnating air is common foreshadowing. Where's Sayuri? She went home early. In your books, maybe? Look, the only thing different is that Sayuri isn't here.
Ah, it seems you're right.
Yeah, that's about that.
Sayuri always helps lighten the mood a little bit, doesn't she? almost like everyone's balance is thrown off a little when she's not around. Where the heck did she run off to anyway? I thought she just went to pee. Natsuki, please show some decency. Oh, come on! She actually wasn't feeling too well and went home early. Is that so? I hope she's alright. Seriously, of all the times to not go home with her, you pick the time she's not feeling well? So much for you two being all lovey-dovey. No, first of all, stop misunderstanding my friendship with Sayori. And second, she's kind of been avoiding me today, so I didn't want to force it. Oh? That curious expression coming from Yuri of all people? Calm down, guys. I talked to her earlier and everything's fine.
What did she say?
Anyway, we need to figure out the rest of the festival.
Monica, I asked you a question.
Let's decide what everyone will be doing this weekend.
I asked you a question! Monica, everybody's like, but Monica's the true waifu. She suffered the most. It's like, all I see is a bitch. I'm sorry, like, like, Monica is literally pure evil. I can't with this. I already know what I'm doing.
That's right. Natsuki will be making cupcakes. Well, we might need a lot of them, in different flavors. Can you handle that all by yourself, Natsuki?
Challenge accepted.
And as for myself, I'm going to be printing and assembling all the poetry pamphlets. Sarah will be helping me design them. And as for Yuri, you can, Guys, can you help me come up with something for Yuri?
I'm useless. Poor Yuri.
No, that's not it at all. You're the most talented person here, you know.
And I oop. This is why Monica shouldn't. Natsuki like, excuse the fuck me.
No, Natsuki's pouting too.
Jeez, even I can tell now. I guess I never gave Sayori enough credit, but I can tell things are even harder on you when she's not around.
That may be the case. But if I can't also be a leader on my own, then I won't grow as a person. So, Yuri, you have beautiful handwriting, you know? So you should make some banners and decorations to help set the atmosphere. Atmosphere? About that,
I love atmosphere. She's like, I can do that. I can be that. Atmosphere, you want it? You got it. You're saying jump, I'm saying how high. Honestly, poor Yuri, she's trying. Yuri's expression suddenly changes as she stares at her desk in focus and starts nodding to herself. She's like, yes, I can do this. Your mind's already racing, I see.
That's great. You'll be a wonderful help, Yuri. But anyway, that just leaves you, Nighty.
The one who's truly useless.
Don't say that. In fact, both Natsuki and Yuri have some pretty heavy tasks to handle. It would probably go a long way to give one of them a hand. You could always help me out as well. I would be really appreciative of that.
Is Monica suggesting I spend the weekend with one of my club members? How on earth are they gonna respond to a suggestion like that?
I suppose I wouldn't mind a bit of help. Well, even if you don't know how to break, there's always some there's always some dirty work I could give to you. It's not like Monica's gonna give me a choice, and you shouldn't be sitting on your butt anyway. Natsuki tries to mumble a bunch of excuses like that. If I recall, Natsuki, you mentioned that you would like to handle the baking on your own. Nighty may not like to be around you if you only make him out to be a nuisance. So therefore, you may be more suited to assisting with the decorations.
Hold on, I never said that. How hard could it be to make a few decorations anyway? Sounds more like you're making excuses for Nighty to... What are you saying? It'll be extremely meticulous work. And baking isn't? Just what do you think?
Guys, let's settle down for a moment. In the end, I think it's up to Nighty to decide how he'd like to contribute. Besides, he hasn't really got the chance to spend any time with me yet, you know? So I'm sure he's interested in...
You literally just said, I'm surprised as well.
Sorry, I was just saying though.
Jeez, can we just settle this already?
Yeah, Nighty, you're okay with this, right? And in the end, it's up to you.
Of course. Huh, very well. In that case, everyone looks straight at me. But of course I'm going with... You know, I want to spend the day with Sayori. Like, dead ass. Also, Earth Mage, I'm gonna be very happy if you know, enjoy me playing the game. Please don't tell me what to pick. I'm gonna pick what I want to pick. If I ask for somebody's opinion on what I should pick, I will ask. It's just, we're just doing the thing. That being said, since you were like, pick Sayori, there is a big part of me now that wants to go with somebody else. Just out of spite and hatred. It's okay. Let's go with Natsuki then. Because honestly, we have spent 0 time with Natsuki. Like, none. So let's pick Natsuki. Well, baking sounds like it could be fun. And you guys make it sound like a lot of work, so we could probably use 2 people.
Don't worry, baking is a ton of fun. You'll definitely agree. Just a minute ago, you were saying that... That's because... Never mind, okay? Well, anyway, you'll be fine by yourself, right, Yuri? Of course. I'm used to it, after all. That's good.
Even though Yuri's being melodramatic, it's a little hard not to feel bad.
So, that's everything, right?
Yeah, I do have a multiple save slot. That's good. That's... Lol. Anything else we need to talk about?
No, I think that's it. Are you guys excited?
Yes. Everything except the performance is gonna be awesome. I don't think that really counts.
What about you, Nighty?
Me? I guess you could say I'm interested in how it'll turn out.
That's good enough for me. What about you, Yuri? Yuri?
She's still sulking. Natsuki starts pouting too. It's not that big of a deal or anything. Well, it might not be just that. I think that Yuri might just feel a little underappreciated in general. Having to come up with something for her to do and then nobody offering to help.
That doesn't mean...
Natsuki glances back and forth between everyone with a worried expression. Look, Natsuki goes over and puts her hands down on Yuri's shoulders. Yuri, you really are the most talented one here. And you're gonna help make the event a lot more fun and welcoming. I mean, the cupcakes will probably help a lot too. But you're gonna make the atmosphere special. That'll be really important for the way that people feel during the performances. So, you stop being dumb and give yourself a little more credit. Natsuki releases her hands and turns around to face the other direction.
You didn't really mean that, did you?
Not really, but... Yuri isn't the only one surprised. Monica and I are also taken aback by Natsuki's words. Natsuki, of all people, to be saying such encouraging things. But I begin to understand. Natsuki was trying to sound like Sayori. Even if it didn't work perfectly, I can tell that she tried to say something Sayori would say at a time like this. Because Sayori always helps everyone smile and feel good about themselves.
I'm sorry for being dumb. I'm going to do my best. And all of us are going to make it a really great event. Yeah. I hope to see everyone do their best. And with that, there's nothing more for today. So I guess it's time for us to head out. Okay, but I'm staying here a bit longer. I barely got to do any reading today, so... Fair enough. There's nothing wrong with that.
Everyone packs up their things. They start to follow Monica and Yuri through the door as they chat between each other. Where are you going? Huh? We still need to figure out our plans for this weekend. You literally would have gone home and realized you didn't even have a way to contact me. Oh, that's true. I have no idea how that slipped my mind. Jeez, good thing I stopped you. I'm just giving you my number, okay? You better not make it weird or anything. Why would I do that? Natsuki gives me her number.
Can I get your number? Can I get your name? Ba-da-ba-da-da-da-da-da.
No. Okay, I'm done. Okay, I'm coming over on Sunday. I'll bring all the ingredients. Wait, you're coming to my house? Well, yeah. What's wrong with that? I mean, I just figured that since I'm the one helping, I would be going to your house. Yeah, right. Like, I could have a guy over to my house. My dad would kill me. Really? That's kind of strict if you ask me.
Yeah, how do you think I feel? I can't do anything when my dad is home. Anyway, I just needed to complain for a second. We have each other's numbers now. That's all I needed from you. I guess I'll text you when I'm coming over.
Alright, fine by me.
Yeah. I'm really gonna show you why I love baking so much. So you better look forward to it.
Oh? Didn't you say you were just gonna give me the dirty work?
Well, I was just saying that. So I can act like that in front of everyone. That I was looking forward to this.
Wait, really?
Well, kind of. Just because I never got to bake with someone else before. That's all it is, so...
Alright, I get it. Sorry for overreacting. Anyway, I'll be heading out now. See you on Sunday.
Never mind.
I can't believe this. Nazi's gonna be coming over to my house on Sunday. My anxiety shoots through the roof. Even though I've gotten pretty used to handling her at this point, there's no telling what might end up happening when we're outside of school. More than that, she told me she was looking forward to it. Is this the chance I have to make something happen between us? Or is it too early for that? Only time will tell. But until then, he won't be able to take my mind off of it. I seriously can't wait. Jeez. Cute girls number get. I feel like we spent an equal amount of time with the girls except for Monica at this point, so I'm honestly satisfied with this, like, first run through of the game. Hopefully they allow me to skip, even if I've gone through the game once, because that would be great. It's already Sunday. I've been getting increasingly anxious about Natsuki's upcoming visit. I keep telling myself there's no reason to be nervous, but it doesn't help much. Ah! Squirrel, thank you so much for that Prime sub. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. It is good to have you with us here today as we just inch ever closer to the horror in this game. Meanwhile, she's been texting me a lot. We sent each other one after another, exchanging numbers to double check, but it turned into a conversation. She's almost a different personality on the phone, using tons of emoji and cute language. She's also really likes complaining about things, but I kind of saw that one coming. But putting Natsuki aside, I haven't heard a thing from Sayori since she left the club early the other day. It's not like we text each other all the time or anything, but I've been worried about her in the back of my mind. Between what Sayori said and what Monica said, is it really okay for me to put Sayori's feelings aside when she might need me? I decided to visit Sayori before Natsuki comes over. Rather than asking, I simply tell her I'm coming over, much like we've done in the past. Once I reach Sayori's house, I knock on the door before entering it myself. Again, we used to play so often that we've made it habit of simply entering each other's houses like we were a family. The house is quiet. Sayori isn't anywhere on the first floor, so I assume she's up in her room. Why is it so quiet? I like, really hate this. Like, it's already strange for her not to run down and greet me. I head up to her bedroom when I finally find her. Okay, I was like, wait, no, it's too early. Sayori?
Hi, Nighty.
I sit down in her room. Sayori forces a smile, but it's easy to tell that she's different. There's a minute of silence between us.
You haven't come over like this in a long time, have you?
I guess you're right. It has been a long time. Not much has really changed, has it? Sayori's room is all messy, as it's always been. I also recognize the same stuffed animals and wall decorations that she had for years now.
If you came over more often, it wouldn't be such a mess.
That's because I end up cleaning it for you.
How come you suddenly wanted to come over today? Aren't you supposed to see Natsuki today?
Yeah, but wait, how did you know that? Sayori is already left by the time we decided that last meeting.
Monica told me. It's only natural for her to keep me informed about the festival preparations, right?
That's true. But what about you? Aren't you going to be helping Monica today?
Of course, but I'm just helping her online. We didn't plan to meet up or anything.
Ah, so it's just me and Natsuki then.
Yep.
There's more silence between us. Sayori stares in a random direction. Everything about her behavior is really uncharacteristic. I finally get to the point. I just wanted to see how you were doing. After you left on Friday, when something's wrong, you can't hide it from me. I know you too well. So, Sayori smiles, shaking her head.
That's no good, Nighty.
Huh?
Why can't it just be like it's always been? This is all my fault. I didn't get so weak and accidentally express my feelings.
Sayori just hits different. I can't. Like, this girl literally hits so different for me. It hurts.
If I didn't make that stupid mistake, then you wouldn't have been worried about me at all.
Like, oh my god, like, this just hits so different. Poor Sayori.
You wouldn't have come here. You wouldn't have even been thinking about me right now. But this, it's just my punishment, isn't it? I'm getting punished for being so selfish. I think that's why the world decided to have you come over today. It just wants to torture me.
Sayori! I grabbed Sayori by the shoulders. What on earth are you saying? Are you listening to yourself right now? I know something's happened to you. There's no other explanation for you to be like this. So tell me already. Until I know, I won't be able to stop thinking about it. Sayori gives me an empty smile.
You really put me in a trap, Nighty. But you're wrong. Nothing happened to me. I've always been like this. You're just seeing it for the first time.
Seeing what? What are you talking about, Sayori?
You're really just gonna make me say it, aren't you, Nighty?
Is Doki Doki still free? I'm pretty sure the original version is still free. It's the plus version that you have to pay for. I think. Maybe. Question mark. So I don't know. Somebody can check the page.
I guess I have no choice this time. The thing is, I've had really bad depression my whole life. Did you know that? Why do you think I'm late to school every day? Because most days I can't even find a reason to get out of bed. What reason is there to do anything when I fully know how worthless I am? Why go to school? Why eat? Why make friends? Why make other people put their energy and caring to waste by having them spend it on me?
Man, Sayori, shit.
That's what it feels like. And that's why I just want to make everyone happy. Without anyone worrying about me.
Jesus. Why does that hit so hard? I swear, my first playthrough of Doki Doki did not hit me this hard. It's just like, I feel like since it's like my multiple-th playthrough, it shouldn't hit so hard, but jeez. Yeah, I definitely, whenever I first played this and I was like, this is free, I flipped my lid because the quality of it, it's such a good game. Like, I definitely 10 out of 10, like, recommend getting the plus version if you can to support the devs, just because, wow, is this a really, really good game. Really heavy, really graphic, not for everyone, especially if you deal with, because it's dealing with, like, very sensitive themes and is just going to continue to do so. But man, seriously though, Sayori, if you start going to a place called White Space, we need to talk. Mori would like to have a word with you. I'm in shock. I can't even figure out how to respond. How is it possible that Sayori kept this from me the entire time that I've known her? Did she really want so badly for me to just not think about her? Why, Sayori? Huh? Why is it that you've never told me about this? It almost feels like I've been betrayed as your close friend. Because if I knew, I would have done everything I could to support you. Even if there's only so much I could do. I would have tried a little bit harder to make every day a little bit better for you. That's why I'm your friend. All you had to do was tell me. I don't understand at all, Nighty. Why do you think I didn't tell you? Because if I told you, then you would have to waste effort caring about me instead of doing important things. Fuck. Just, like, wow. Why is this hitting so hard? Ugh.
I don't want to be cared about. It's bittersweet when people try to care about me. It feels nice sometimes, but it also feels like a bat being swung against my head.
I mean, wrong game, but...
That's why I wanted so badly for you to make friends with everyone else. Helping everyone be happy together is the best thing for me. But then, I discovered something else too.
I guess I decided to carry this playthrough. I guess it's also just been a while. Man, I mean, also, like, when did I play this last? 2017, 2018? Like, 2019 and 2020, and, like, those were hard years for me, so maybe it's just that I have, a different outlook on life, but man. This game just coming for my feels bag. I can't.
Seeing you make friends and get closer with everyone at the club, it feels like a spear going through my heart. So that's why I decided the world just wants to torture me. Every path leads to nothing but hurt.
You're right, I don't understand. I don't understand your feelings at all, Sayori. But I don't need to understand. Whatever it takes for me to help you stop hurting, that's what I'll do.
No, Nighty. There's nothing. Nothing at all. The only thing that could have helped is if everything could be like it always was. But I was selfish. I've only showed you what a horrible person I am.
Tears streaked down Sayori's face. I made you join the literature club because I was selfish. And was punished by my heart hurting in a way that I couldn't understand. And now you came here and I made you hurt too. I'm just weak and selfish. That's all I am. And that's why I'm going to accept this punishment. Because I deserve every last one. Without thinking, I once again grab Sayori's shoulders. This time I pull her into a tight embrace.
Nighty.
Sayori, I don't care if you feel selfish. I'm really happy that you convinced me to join the club. Seeing you every day makes it worthwhile enough. If I make friends with everyone else, then that's just a bonus. But please never underestimate how much I care about you. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Nighty.
Sayori isn't hugging me back. Despite my arms being wrapped around her, Sayori's arms remain at her sides. She starts sobbing next to my ear.
No, don't do this to me. Please don't do this. Nighty,
Sayori barely manages to speak between her sobs. I don't know if I'm doing the right thing, but all I want is for her to know that I care. If you have it in you to call yourself selfish, then you have to let me be selfish too. No matter what it takes, I'll figure out what needs to change. I'll make these feelings go away. And if there's anything that you need me to do, then you better tell me. I'll get mad if you don't.
I don't know.
Nighty's heart thawed out these past few years. Shit, right?
I don't know.
Gently, Sayori finally puts her arms around me in return.
I don't know anything. It's all really scary. I don't understand any of my feelings, Nighty. The only time I'm not feeling nothing is when I'm feeling pain. But your hugs are so warm. And that's really scary, too.
Sayori lets me go. And as she does so, I let her go as well. Nighty's heart grew 3 sizes that day. Unfortunately, she doesn't have health insurance. F. Oof. My chat's reading me today. The festival's tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's gonna be fun, right?
Yeah.
How would you like for me to spend it all with you? It's what I want. I promise.
I think that would be nice, then.
Yeah. Sayori wipes her eyes. If I could spend the whole day here, I would. Of all the days, it has to be the one where I have other plans. Maybe I should cancel.
No, don't. Please don't. If you did that, then I really wouldn't forgive you.
But it's almost time for Natsuki to meet me at my house. At the very least, you want to come along and help out? It would be fun. To my surprise, Sayori shakes her head.
I'm sorry. I don't know if that would be very good for me today. You understand, right?
It's kind of hard for me to fully understand. But I'm trying my hardest.
It's okay. Don't worry too much about it. I'll see you tomorrow, okay?
Alright. I look forward to it. I say goodbye to Sayori and exit her house. On the way home, I find myself still feeling uneasy, but it's hard for me to keep thinking about when Natsuki's about to come over too. I think Sayori's right. I shouldn't be worrying too much, and we're definitely going to have a great time tomorrow. I should just focus on what's ahead of me. I spend only a few minutes back at home, anxiously awaiting Natsuki's arrival. Before I know it, she texts me to let me know she's outside the front door. Without delay, I open the front door to let her in. Ah! Ah, little cat! Probably a little cat on her shirt. It's cute. What's up? Well, this is a very different tone from last time. Hey, I don't know what I was expecting, but seeing Natsuki in something other than her school uniform totally threw me off. Seeing her in such cute clothes makes her uniform seem totally unfitting in comparison. Jeez, don't make it feel so awkward already. It's gonna be a long afternoon, so don't be weird just because you're not used to seeing me outside of school. Anyway, I'm coming in. I see you brought a lot of stuff. Natsuki's carrying a large bag that probably is full of baking supplies. Well, I didn't want to come all this way to find out that your kitchen isn't equipped for that job. You brought everything I asked you to, right? Yeah, I did. Yesterday, Natsuki asked me to buy a bunch of ingredients that I didn't already have, if I didn't already have them at home. Good. Glad I could count on you to do your part. Well, of course. I'm surprised to hear Natsuki suddenly say that rather than something snarky like she usually does. Could it be that she's a little different outside of school after all? Anyway, let's go to the kitchen. What, you're not gonna even offer to take this heavy bag from me? Where's your hospitality, Nighty? Come on. Since when did I need to be a gentleman? I grab the bag Natsuki holds out to me. Ugh, this is ridiculously heavy. I carried that all the way here. Aren't you impressed? I see now. Yeah, I am impressed, Natsuki. Seems like I always underestimate you. It's because I'm so small, isn't it? You jerk. Natsuki hits a fist into my chest. Hey, your size has nothing to do with it. Do you really hate being small all that much? Oh, it's not like I hate it. I mean, sometimes I like proving people wrong when they think I'm worth my size. It's fun when I get to be small and also better than other people. Oof, okay. But, geez, never mind. What are you making me say? Don't think you make me talk about weird things just because you're not at school. Are we getting started or what? There's a lot of stuff I gotta teach you. What? That's a little bit more like you. You're more fun when you just speak your mind like that. Hey, you are treating me like a kid. I was just trying to be a little nicer, you know? And just because I don't have a mature and sexy figure like Yuri doesn't mean you should treat me like Natsuki catches her words and her face turns red. Natsuki. Forget it. I didn't say anything. I should apologize. I appreciate that you were trying to be nicer. I should have been a little more considerate too. But also, if that's what you're thinking, then you should know that there are tons of guys who are into body types like yours. How would you know that anyway? Just trust me on this one. Gross. Hey. Was that to me? Who else? Man. Let's just get started already. You'll hear the police sirens. I will say this, like, I definitely did grow up, like, and go to high school with, and college with, a lot of girls who were very small statured. It's genuinely, like, a super big insecurity for a lot of girls who are, like, a lot of people think, oh, if you're skinny, you got, like, no insecurities. And honestly, and I'm not saying that you should, like, I don't care what body type you have. Like, obviously, find ways to love yourself. But, like, it definitely is, like, a super huge insecurity for a lot of, like, smaller women, especially if they are, smaller chested. So, like, I definitely, like, poor Natsuki. Like, I definitely feel like it would be extremely frustrating to be, like, the same age as everyone else, yet, like, people are constantly making jokes and shit. I'd feel bad. Like, I feel bad. Gotta love your body. For everybody. Ah! Isn't it all sour when a girl calls you gross? I found your weakness, Nighty. Natsuki smiles deviously. Please spare me. Well, if Natsuki decides to dish out more insults like that, there's no way I'm not fighting back. But she's satisfied enough for now, finally starting to pull things out of her bad bag so we can get started. Before long, the whole kitchen is a mess. Spoons, dirty bowls, spilled fluid, and plastic bags are strewn about every... Please keep your fluids contained. I'm out of water. I require more fluids. The mixer isn't big enough to make all the batter at once, so we've had to do it several times. Meanwhile, Natsuki's babysitting all of my movements to make sure I don't mess up her precious baking.
Nighty, where did you put the food coloring?
The batter's going into the oven soon, so I need to fill the trays. I think it's still in the bag next to the table. What are you using it for?
To color the batter, of course. I'm making each tray a different color. That way, even if the flavors are different, everyone can still pick their favorite.
Or even if the flavors aren't different. Aw, that's a cute idea. Are we doing anything like that with icing?
Do you want to?
You're asking me? I don't really have a preference, so...
Come on, you're not putting any heart into this at all. Could you at least try to have fun?
I am having fun. I'm not really sure what Natsuki's trying to get out of me. Meanwhile, I see her separate the batter into smaller bowls and put a few drops of food coloring into each. That does look pretty cool.
See? It's not like baking's just about following instructions. The presentation is where you get to be creative and have the most fun. It's 1,000,000 times more worth it in the end if just looking at it makes everyone's eyes light up.
Like the ones you made on the first day, huh? I recall Natsuki proudly presenting her cat-shaped cupcakes and Sayori and Monika's delighted expressions. I wonder if I can make Natsuki proud like that too. Man, we're supposed to be cooking by the book. They made a song and everything. Yeah, maybe I will use the food coloring then.
Sounds like you're starting to understand. Just make sure you completely finish mixing the icing before you mess with the food coloring.
Yeah, it's getting there. We're using the electric mixer for the batter, so I gotta stick with the whisk and a huge bowl for the icing.
The icing's still all lumpy.
Are you even trying? Well, yeah. It'll just take a little longer. Jeez, I'll be here all night if you do it like that. Here, look. Natsuki grabs the whisk from me and uses her other hand to tilt the bowl back. You really need to beat the crap out of it. After a few seconds, the consistency of the icing is already improved.
See?
As if to emphasize, Natsuki sticks a finger in the icing and pops it into her mouth. I reluctantly start to do the same.
Hey!
Natsuki suddenly grabs my wrist. I don't want your gross fingers in my icing. Your icing, eh? Are you forgetting who did all the work? I start to fight back, trying to inch my finger toward the bowl. Don't make me beat the crap out of you next. I like to see you try. I push harder, just enough for my finger to reach the icing. I triumphantly scoop some with my finger just as Natsuki tugs with all her might. Ah! The force of Natsuki pulling me causes me to stumble, making her stumble in turn. Rose, you got it on my face. Whose fault is that? There's a big glob of icing on Natsuki's cheek. Mwah! She tries to reach it with her tongue, but it's too far away.
Jeez. You know what?
Take this. Natsuki instead wipes it off with her finger before shoving her finger toward my own face. You wish. I'm faster. I grab her wrist with my hand before it reaches my face. Natsuki tries to use her other hand to fight back, but I grab that one as well. Oh dear.
Stop!
Not until you apologize for calling me gross.
Fine, fine. I'm sorry for calling you gross.
You know I don't mean it.
It's just fun seeing you react to it.
You do that to me all the time, you know. Saying dumb things just to get a reaction out of me.
You really shouldn't tease girls like that.
Is that so? In that case, I probably shouldn't do this either. I take Natsuki's finger and put it in my mouth, licking off the icing. Okay, now we can hear the sirens.
What? Did you seriously just...
Natsuki's so surprised that she can't even figure out how to get mad at me. Her face is entirely red.
Nighty,
You really shouldn't do that kind of thing to girls unless you really like them.
you know that, right?
What kind of question is she asking me just like this? How did the mood turn to this so quickly? Natsuki gazes at me in silence. I notice her shallow breaths. Why am I starting to feel dizzy? Out of nowhere, the fire alarm starts going off. Natsuki rushes over to the oven. Is something burning? I thought you didn't put the cupcakes in yet.
No wonder! You left a dirty tray in here, dummy! How could you make a mistake like that? You should have checked before turning the oven on.
Oh, you should have checked before turning the oven on.
Don't blame me for your mistakes.
Jeez. Natsuki uses an oven mitt to grab the blackened tray out of the oven. She sets it on top of the stove. In another moment, the fire alarm stops. Anyway, I'm putting them in the oven now. Yeah. The tension from the moment before still lingers over our heads, but the moment has already been lost. I watch as Natsuki slides the cupcake trays into the oven. Then I reluctantly pick up the whisk and continue the icing like nothing ever happened.
Ah, that smells good.
The cupcakes are ready to be pulled out of the oven. As soon as Natsuki opens the door, a blast of sweet-smelling warm air fills the room.
Look at how cute they all look!
She proudly shows off the different colored cupcakes in each of the trays. They'll look even better once we add the icing.
Not like you need to tell me that.
I bought decorating stuff, so I hope you can get creative.
Here, scoop the icing into these bags.
Natsuki hands me some plastic bags. I have these nozzles that will make it look nice and fluffy.
This one can even make flowers. We probably won't be using it this time, though.
What's this one for? I pick up one of the nozzles that is a much thinner tip than the others.
That one's really thin, so you can use it to make stripes or other patterns, but you can use it to write stuff on a cake. Like, happy birthday or whatever.
Oh, I see. That gives me an idea, actually. Huh? Well, it's a literature event, right? We can make it more literature themed by writing different word on each of the cupcakes. It'd be fun to see people choose their cupcake based on a word they like. Huh?
I was kind of expecting you to say something really stupid, but that's actually a really cute idea, so...
Maybe I'm getting it from you.
Well, what's that supposed to mean? I'm not cute.
Come on, we're not at school. Nobody's judging. You can dress and act like this and not expect me to think you're cute. And not expect me to think you're cute.
Well,
Natsuki's voice trails off.
same with you.
Huh? Did you say something?
No, nothing.
Let's just do the icing. Natsuki picks up the paste and fastens the nozzle onto each of the bags.
There's a lot to do, so we shouldn't be wasting time.
Here, I'll show you how to do it. Not giving you the chance to think before, Natsuki quickly moves on. She showed me how to apply the icing, and then we get to work. When we're finally finished, Natsuki puts them all side by side to admire our work.
Look at how pretty they are together.
Yeah, they are, aren't they?
Oh, I wish I could have one now.
Well, there's no reason you can't, right? I don't see any harm in that.
Yeah, but my dad's making dinner tonight, so I really need to save my appetite.
Sayori's the exact opposite in that regard. If she were here, she'd probably be down 10 cupcakes already. And she would still eat dinner.
Come on, that's just unhealthy. Besides, when my dad cooks, I need to eat as much of it as I can. Well, anyway, I was hoping we could have time for the manga, but I need to be home for dinner.
Already? That's a shame.
It's your fault we're working so slowly. You should have thought about that. It's not like you always have this chance.
Man. As usual, Natsuki places the blame on me.
You can bring the cupcakes tomorrow, right? If you and Sayori each carry something, you can probably do it in one trip.
Yeah, I can do that. And don't worry, I won't let her eat any.
And she'd listen to me the way she listens to you.
Yeah. I can think back to the conversation I had with Sayori earlier today.
I felt so helpless. Sayori always does listen to me, but at that point, it felt like she couldn't listen to me at all. Okay, I'm all packed up. Good work today.
You too. I'll walk you out, I guess.
Just like that, Natsuki is already about to leave. It feels like the afternoon went by in a flash. More than that, did I even take the opportunity to get closer to her like I wanted? Well, I guess I'll be off then. Thanks for all the help and everything. I'll see you tomorrow. Wait, Natsuki. Huh? What you said before about not always having this chance? It doesn't have to be that way at all. I had fun today. You showed me how fun baking can be, like you always wanted. But aside from that, you can come over anytime, okay? I think that if possible, I'd like to spend more time like this. If you want to read manga or go out somewhere. Do you really mean that?
I feel like I'm just leading all of these girls on. Like, we, came on so strong to Gary, and now we're flirting. I just... We're going for some sort of harem route that's run through. Jeez, my MC's asleep. Natsuki looks at me tensely, like she's trying to hide her expression. Yeah, I want to spend more time with you.
Nighty, I thought you only cared about getting this done. I'm sorry I had to leave so early today. I really didn't want to. I would really stay longer if I could. I feel the same way as you, so...
Natsuki suddenly gets closer to me. Wait, Natsuki! Standing inches from me, Natsuki looks up at me. Jeez, it's really close. I feel her fingers gently clutch at the sides of my shirt, as if holding on to me. Her rose-colored cheeks and matching eyes. Why do you have to say they're matching? Oh, because they're rose-colored? I don't know, her cheeks don't look like they're the same as her. Whatever. Fill my vision, along with her slightly parted lips. What is happening? My head starts to go dizzy as I feel her soft breath against me.
I've felt it for a while now.
Natsuki suddenly jumps back. Sayori?
Hi, Nighty.
Sayori, just now we weren't...
It's okay, Nighty. I just stopped by to say hi. Well, you should have come a little earlier. I'm already on my way out, so... Oh, really? That's too bad.
Yeah, well, I'll see you after the festival tomorrow, so it's fine.
Just don't eat any cupcakes before then.
Maybe later. Clearly flustered, Natsuki hurries off, and Sayori waves goodbye. Sayori, I thought you didn't want to come over today.
Well, I tried staying in my room, but my imagination was being really mean to me. So I had to come here and see for myself.
See what? What are you talking about?
You know, how much fun you were having with Natsuki, and how close you got to her. It makes me really happy that you've made such good friends. That's all that matters to me.
I hate it here because, like, every single time Sayori talks, like, and this music is playing, it just hits me hard. Like, she's, like, hitting me and, like, with a sledgehammer. I can't. Tears start to fall down Sayori's face.
That's all that matters to me. Why am I feeling this way, Nighty? I'm supposed to be happy for you. Why does it feel like my heart is splitting in half? It hurts so much. Everything hurts so much. This would be so much better if I could just disappear.
Sorry, don't say that.
It's true, Nighty. If I wasn't here, then you wouldn't have to waste your sympathy on me. You wouldn't have to put up with me being selfish. Monika's right. I should just...
Monika? I hate Monika. Like, everybody simps Monika so hard, and I'm just sitting here like, nah, Monika sucks. Monika was right about what? Sayori, what I said before is true. I'm not gonna let this continue. She needs an espresso for that depresso. Ouch. Caring about you like this isn't the burden your mind is making it out to be. It's something that makes me happy. It's something that I would trade for anything else. So even if it takes an entire lifetime, I'm gonna be by your side until you don't feel any more pain.
But...
Sayori looks away. I put a hand on her shoulder to reassure her.
I'm scared, Nighty. I'm really scared.
What are you scared of, Sayori?
I'm scared that I might like you more than you like me.
Sayori?
It's true, isn't it? I was weak and I started to like you too much. I did this to myself. Nighty, I like you so much that I want to die.
Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves, Sayori. Let's not.
That's how I feel. And...
That's enough, Sayori. I don't want you to hurt anymore. I slide my hand down Sayori's arm and squeeze her hand in my own. Do you remember how I said I always know what's best for you? Do you still believe me? Fuck Monika? I don't know. I don't really feel like I want to. She's kind of awful. Wordlessly, Sayori nods. Even if you don't understand all of your own feelings, I know that what you need the most right now. And that's what I'm gonna give you. Sayori. Ah, fuck it. Let's go.
I love you.
I love you. Those are my true feelings. So there's no way you can make me like me more than I like you. I should have realized it sooner. I'm spending time with everyone at the club, making new friends, and having fun with you every day. It helped me realize that you're truly the most important person to me. It's like, yeah, I was flirting with everyone, but you know what? I care about you the most. That's why I'll accept any of your burdens. As long as we continue like this every day, with you by my side, then I know we'll both be happy.
Lady.
Suddenly, Sayori wraps her arms tightly around me.
What?
The cat is exploding.
Lady, is this really okay?
Yeah. I hold Sayori in my arms and pull her closer.
You'll never have to let go of me again. I love you, Nighty. I want to be with you forever.
Me too. I feel Sayori's grip around me weaken a little bit.
What is this?
Sayori?
I'm supposed to be happy right now. I always thought this would be the happiest moment for me. But why? Even now, why won't the rain clouds go away? They're not going away at all, Nighty.
It's okay, Sayori. It might take time for things to get better again. But no matter how long it takes, I'll be there every step of the way. That's all that matters right now.
Oh, okay. I trust you.
Sayori and I slowly release each other. So, I guess that makes the festival tomorrow our first date, huh?
What are you saying? I don't want to think about those things, you know? I want everything to be the same as it's always been. Even if we really are a couple. I don't know if I could handle anything more right now. It's really new and scary to me.
I understand. We'll go at whatever pace suits you best.
Hey, Nighty?
Sayori gazes at me once again, smiling sadly.
Even if I get really, really sad, this is the best thing for me, right?
Huh? I don't really understand what Sayori means by that. Are you saying that this is making you feel sad, Sayori?
I don't know. I don't understand what I'm feeling. Feels like a bunch of thorns when you told me you love me. But that's why I want to trust you. You know what's best for me.
Yeah, I do. That's my promise. I say that, but in reality, I've never felt more uncertain when it comes to Sayori. I know that I love her, and that she loves me, but I'm having as much trouble understanding Sayori's feelings as she is. Not gonna lie, the production value of this is off the charts. Yeah, and it was free! This is literally, you can still play it for free, but like, they just have like a bonus. But like, this is literally just, it's got bonus content or something, apparently. I don't know what the bonus content is, but yeah, it was free! Even though I can comfort her, I keep wondering if I should be doing something more, or something different. I know these thoughts will continue to plague me until things are back to the way they were. Is that what Sayori meant by not wanting anything to change? I don't know. But I know that I'll give it everything I've got. Sayori's the most important person to me, and I'll do whatever it takes to have a happy future with her. It's the day of the festival. I knew what the next line was because this is it. Buckle in, folks, because it's 11:19, which means it is not time to finish the cast. So it's the day of the festival. I have PTSD looking at this line. Of all days, I expected this to be the one where I'd be walking to school with Sayori. But Sayori isn't answering her phone. I considered going to her house to wake her up, but decided it's a little too much. Meanwhile, the preparations for the event should be nearly complete. I managed to carry all the cupcakes by myself, carefully stacking 2 trays. Natsuki's already up, texting up a storm, but I can't respond, thanks to my hands being full. Funnily enough, I probably feel the same way as Natsuki about the event. I'm more excited for it to be over so I can spend time with Sayori and Natsuki at the festival. But knowing Monica, I'm sure the event will be great, too.
Nighty! You're the first one here. Thanks for being early.
That's funny. I thought at least Yuri would be here by now. Monica's placing little booklets on each of the desks in the classroom. They must be the ones she prepared to have all the poems we're performing. In the end, I found a random poem online that I thought Monica would like and submitted it. So that's the one I'll be performing.
I'm surprised you didn't bring Sayori with you.
Yeah, she overslept again. That dummy. You'd think that on the days this important, she'd try a little harder. I say that, but I suddenly remember what Sayori told me yesterday, and suddenly feel awful knowing it's not nearly that simple for her. I only said it because it's the way I'm used to thinking, but maybe I should have gone to wake her up after all?
Ahaha. You should take a little responsibility for her, Nighty. I mean, especially after your exchange with her yesterday. You kind of left her hanging this morning, you know. Yeah, really left her hanging. She's just hanging out.
Exchange? Monica, you know about that?
Of course I do. I'm the club president, after all.
But I stammer, embarrassed. Does Sayori really tell her about it that quickly? That we're a couple now? I didn't really plan on bringing that up with anyone yet. Geez, you don't know the full story at all, so...
Don't worry. I probably know a lot more than you think.
Monica's being as friendly as usual, but for some reason I feel a chill down my spine after hearing that.
Hey, do you want to check out the pamphlets? They came out really nice.
Yeah, sure. I grabbed one of the pamphlets laid out on the desks. Oh yeah, they really did. Something like this will definitely help people take the club more seriously.
Yeah, I thought so too.
I flipped through the pages. Each member's poem is neatly printed on its own page, giving it an almost professional feel. I recognized Natsuki and Yuri's poems from the ones they performed during our practice. What's this? I flipped to Sayori's poem. It's different from the one she practiced. It's one that I haven't read before. Get out of my head before I do what I know is best for you. Get out of my head before I listen to everything she said to me. Get out of my head before I show you how much I love you. Get out of my head before I finish writing this poem. But a poem is never actually finished. It just stops moving. What is this? Reading the poem, I get a pit in my stomach.
Nighty, what's wrong?
Nothing. This poem feels completely different from everything else Sayori's written. But more than that, I changed my mind. I'm gonna go get Sayori too.
Well, alright. Try not to take too long, okay?
I quickly leave the classroom.
Don't strain yourself.
Monica calls out after me. I quicken my pace. What was I thinking? I should have tried a little bit harder for Sayori. It's not a big deal to at least wait for her or to help her wake up. Even the simple gesture of walking her to school makes her really happy. Besides, I told her yesterday that things would be the same as they always have been. That's all she needs, and what I want to give her. I reach Sayori's house and knock on the door. I don't expect an answer since she's not picking up her phone either. Like yesterday, I opened the door and let myself in. Sayori? Surely is a heavy sleeper. I swallow. I can't believe I ended up doing this after all. Waking her up in her own house. That really is something that a boyfriend would do, isn't it? In any case, it just feels right. Outside Sayori's room, I knock on the door. Sayori? Wake up, dummy. There's no response. I really didn't want to have to enter the room like this. Isn't it kind of a breach of privacy? But it really leaves me no choice. I gently open the door. Ah, shit. What the hell? What the hell? Is this a nightmare? It has to be. This isn't real. There's no way this can be real. Sayori wouldn't do this. Everything was normal up until a few days ago. That's why I can't believe what my eyes are showing me. I suppressed the urge to vomit. Just yesterday, I told Sayori I would be there for her. I told her I know it's best and that everything will be okay. Then why? Why would she do this? How could I be so helpless? What did I do wrong? Confessing to her? I shouldn't have confessed to her. That's not what Sayori needed at all. She even told me how painful it is for others to care about her. Then why did I confess to her and make her feel even worse? Why was I so selfish? This is my fault. My swarming thoughts keep telling me everything I could have done to prevent this. If I just spent more time with her, walked her to school, and remained friends with her like it had always been, then I could have prevented this. I know I could have prevented this. Screw the literature club. Screw the festival. I just lost my best friend. Someone I grew up with. She's gone forever now. Nothing I do can bring her back. This isn't some game where I can reset and try something different. I had only one chance and I wasn't careful enough. And now I'll carry this guilt with me until I die. Nothing in my life is worth more than hers. We said we'd hang out together. This isn't what we meant. But I still couldn't do what she needed from me. And now, I can never take it back. Never. 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 End. Well, the easy thing to do was literally to just like, you know, this is fine. We'll just load the game. We'll load. Like, sure, we'll load right here. I see an annoying girl running toward me from the distance, waving her arms in the air like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is my neighbor, a good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waking up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, it almost feels better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let catch up to me. I got an achievement. Start a new game. I don't know, she was kind of cute. It's an ordinary school day, like any other. Let's make friends with Missing now. Mornings are usually the worst, being surrounded by couples and friend groups walking to school together. Meanwhile, I've always walked to school alone. I always tell myself it's about time I meet some girls or something like that, but I have no motivation to join any clubs. I'm perfectly content just sitting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. There's always the anime club, but it's not like there would be any girls in it anyway. School day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. There really aren't any that interest me. Besides, most of them would probably be way too demanding for me to want to deal with. Ah, yes, girls hate anime. This is true. I know, right? Fucking weebs. Like, what kind of sane girl likes anime, right? I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club.
Nighty? Okay.
Monica?
My goodness, I totally didn't expect to see you here. It's been a while, right?
Yeah, it has. Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we rarely talk, but we were in the same class last year. Monica is probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... What did you come in here for anyway?
Oh, I've just been looking for some supplies to use for my club. Do you know if there's any construction paper in here? Or markers?
I guess you could check the closet. You're in the debate club, right?
About that. I actually quit the debate club.
Really? You quit?
Yeah. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. Feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for the events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. In that case, what music just stopped? In that case, what club did you decide to join? Actually, I'm starting a new one. Okay. A literature club.
Literature? That sounds kind of dull. How many members do you have so far?
It's kind of embarrassing, but there's only 3 of us so far. It's really hard to find new members for something that sounds so boring.
Well, I can see that.
But it's really not boring at all, you know? Literature can be anything. Reading, writing, poetry. I mean, one of my members even keeps her manga collection in the club room.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it's funny, right? She always insists that manga is literature, too. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess.
Yeah, the Final Fantasy VII Remake plot goats are pissed. This is not the canon.
And besides, a member is a member, right?
Did Monica say she?
Hey, Nighty, by any chance, are you still looking for a club to join?
I mean, I guess so, but in that case...
Is there any chance you could do me a big favor? I won't ask you to join, but if you could at the very least visit my club, it'd make me really happy. Please?
Well, I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I refuse someone like Monica? No one refuses Monica. Sure, I guess I could check it out.
Awesome. You're really sweet, Nighty. You know that?
It's nothing, really.
Shall we go then? I'll look for the materials another time. You're more important.
And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul to Monica and her irresistible smile. If only you knew how accurate that sentence was. I dejectedly followed Monica across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit. I can talk. Monica, full of energy, swinging open the classroom door.
I'm back! And I brought a guest with me.
Fuck me! Here's how you refuse her. You do it like this. Fuck you, bitch. I'm not joining your shitty hell club. A guest. Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere.
Don't be mean, Natsuki. Anyway, welcome to the club, Nighty.
All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls. So, let me guess. You're Monica's boyfriend, right? What? No, I'm not. Natsuki. Girl with the sour attitude whose name is apparently Natsuki is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes her look like a first-year student.
Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual. And this is Yuri, the vice president.
It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki. Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you.
So, I ran into Nighty in a classroom, and he decided to come check out the club. Isn't that great?
Wait, Monica, didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new?
I was gonna, well, you know. Sorry, I didn't forget that, but I just happened to run into him.
In that case, I should at least make some tea, right?
Yeah, that'd be great. Why don't you come and sit down, Nighty?
The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monica and Natsuki sit across from each other. So, still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monica.
So, I know you didn't really plan on coming here, but we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the literature club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet.
Must be hard to start a new club.
You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes going to school events like this festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, Natsuki?
Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these two. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot in the middle. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom?
Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea usually help you enjoy a good book?
I guess.
Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not...
Insulted, Yuri looks away.
I meant that, you know.
I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea.
I'm glad.
Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief.
So, Nighty, what kind of things do you like to read?
Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga, I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet.
Not much of a reader, I guess.
Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri?
Well, let's see.
Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her fingers.
My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive.
Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about reading. She seemed so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds comfort in the world of books, not people.
But you know, I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well.
Girl, tell me about it.
Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop?
Yeah, I kind of feel like that's happening, like, right now.
Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. I read a horror book once.
I'm reading a horror novel now. I desperately grasp something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock.
I'd expect that from you, Yuri. It suits your personality.
Oh, is that so?
Really, if a story makes me think or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down.
Yuri, you like games? Have you ever heard of Memori?
Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment.
I hate horror.
Oh, why is that? Well,
Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind.
That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? But what? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called... Don't say it out loud. Give that back. Fine.
Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No! Natsuki averts her eyes.
You wouldn't like them.
Not very confident writer yet?
I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, we can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers.
Oh. I guess it's the same for Yuri. We all sit in silence for a moment.
I just got an idea! How about this?
Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica.
Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. The next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. I thought it would be a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monica. We should probably all start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. And I did decide to take the responsibility of vice president, after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. Don't you agree as well, Nighty?
Hold on, there's still one problem.
What's that?
Now that we've reached the most important topic, I bluntly come forward with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Monica may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and, I lose my train of thought. All three girls stare back at me with dejected eyes.
But, I'm sorry, I thought...
The girls exchange glances before Monica turns back to me.
I guess I need to tell you the truth, Nighty. The thing is, we don't have enough members yet to form an official club. We need 4. And I've been trying really, really hard to find new members.
Well, Monica, a little bit of advice. If you want members, maybe you shouldn't kill them. I'm just throwing that out there. Like, maybe you'd have more members if they didn't die. Just my 2 cents.
And if we don't find one more before the festival...
I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I would feel terrible for letting everyone down in this situation. And besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed. So if writing a poem's the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls... Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up.
Oh my goodness, really? Do you really mean that, Nighty?
Yeah. It could be fun, right? You really did scare me for a moment. I mean, if you really just left after all this, I would be super pissed.
Nighty, I'm so happy. You can become an official club now. Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay?
You can start by not messing with my friends, but... thanks, I guess.
Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment? Write a poem to bring the next meeting so we can all share.
Monica looks over at me once more.
Nighty, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself.
Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monica with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri clears the tea set. I guess I'll be on my way then.
Okay, I'll see you tomorrow then. I can't wait.
With that, I depart the club room and make my way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the 3 girls. Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in the literature club? I mean, no. Definitely not with Monica as a member. Just saying. She looks like that one, looks like she's a ripoff of that one girl from, like, Air. I think is the name of it. Y'all know who I'm talking about. She was, like, blonde. Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright, I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Boy, howdy, would I love to read a special poem. That'd be great.
Well,
today I cut my skin open for the first time. It was exhilarating. I think I understand how it feels now. I'm supposed to be the responsible one, though, so I don't think I'll be doing it again unless I decide to kill myself. I left a memento of the occasion below.
okay.